These are my planning cards for challenge number 2 in the I Am badge. For the first planning card, I did all on full length sheets of paper and took a picture and placed them all on the PowerPoint. So basically, you have the title of my lesson, which is right here, which is Air Supremacy in World War II. And then to the right, on the very right side, it would be in the top right corner, you'll have the buttons, which is the Home button, the Germany button, the Battle of Britain button, the Pearl Harbor button, and the Air Force button. Now, if you click on each of these, it'll take you to a different page. Now, what's cool about the website making device I'm using, Wix, is that when you scroll, it's just going to keep on scrolling down like you're adding a new page. So you're going to have to scroll when you're looking at the title page. But right now, you'll have a picture of a B-17 bomber. Then you'll have the title of the lesson again, which is a lot bigger than the top. And then you'll have the introduction to the lesson, which will be a short video where I read a little text about what's going to be learned in the lesson, and so on and so on. Then you have the background image of two dive bombers used by Germany, the Stukas, and in the middle of that you'll have a quiz button, which will be the quiz over the whole lesson once everyone's gone through all the pages and you know the information well. So for the next page or button that you click, which will be my Germany button, which was right here. So you'll go to the top right corner, click Germany, and you'll find this, which will have the title of the lesson, and the buttons carry over through each of my pages. So right now, in the Germany, you'll be able to watch a video, which will just show raw combat footage of the Luftwaffe, which was the name of the German Air Force, and it's just to give context into how the Germany used to fight in World War II, and so on and so on. To the bottom right corner, the left corner, sorry, which will be the info text. This is just going to be a text where students could read more about how Germany's fighting style, Blitzkrieg, Lightning War, and how that led up to the Battle of Britain, which was the next button. And then to the right, you'll have a survey quiz. Now, this is a optional quiz that students could take, and it's going to be just like a couple questions about what you feel about Germany's Air Force, like how they formed it and stuff like that. But this slide's all about Germany and how they rose to power before World War II, basically. So the next button you're going to click on is going to be the Battle of Britain button. Now, this is, like I said, the title of the lesson, and the buttons carry over from each page. And you just simply click on the Battle of Britain button, and it'll pull up this. So I'm planning on having an embedded PowerPoint, which is over the Battle of Britain. Now, I already did this PowerPoint, and it does have an embedded YouTube video inside of it, while at the same time having text that students will read. Throughout that, and then once you read that, then you'll know more about the Battle of Britain. Next is the picture of the Spitfire, which is simply just a picture of a battle airplane that Britain's Air Force used during the Battle of Britain. And then I'll have one survey question for this slide, and the only one survey question will be, do you think air supremacy changed after this battle? And not just because I want to see if students are understanding the concept of did they read the slides and of the last German page and this page to understand that after the Battle of Britain, the Allies gained control of the air after Hitler decided to put more emphasis on attacking Russia. So after you're done with all these questions, or one question, you'll click to the Pearl Harbor button. So once you click the Pearl Harbor button, you'll find a video that I made with the CAMSTA program. It's, like I said in past slides, title of the lesson carries over, the buttons carry over, so you can just always go back. You have to click on the button. So basically, this video just gives a brief, detailed outline of what happened in the the attack of Pearl Harbor. It also has an included clip from the movie Pearl Harbor, just to give students a visualization of what they're learning instead of having to just read all the time. Then below the video, I'm not going to have any more survey questions. I'm just going to have a picture of a picture from Japan's point of view of the attack, which would basically just be a bunch of Japanese Zeros, dive bombers, torpedo bombers, trying to, flying towards the ships. And then I'll have a picture from the United States point of view, probably either one where the people are looking up and watching the attack happen, or the aftermath of the attack. But that's really the three main outline body points of my website that I want my students to know. And if I move on to the next one, which is if you click on Air Forces at the top, which is the last tab. Now, I want students to be able to, I want them to read the German slide, the German button, so go back to the German button and read it, do whatever it says, and then I want them to come here and then look at Germany's Air Force, just a small information text to know, certain planes that they were used, tactics and stuff like that, and it's the same thing with the Battle of Britain. I want students to read the Battle of Britain PowerPoint, and then I want them to come here, and I want them to look at the Britain's Air Force, small information text, see the planes that were used, so on and so on. It's just the same, like Pearl Harbor. I want people to look at the United States Air Force and the Japan's Air Force, just so students can understand, what kind of planes that each side was using and statistics of both. So, yes, I'm going to have a title of the page right here. I'm going to have a picture of 4 different airplanes used by each of the 4 different main air forces that I talk about in my website. And I'm going to have a small text about each one. And that's 3 sentences max on each one of these. And then right here I have a button. Now this button links to a website which lists every single aircraft that was used during World War II. Now this is just to let the students go and explore. You don't let them find cool aircraft they like or what they look like, and you just simply click the button, the website pulls up, and you have different lists of each country, and you just click on the name of the aircraft, and then the picture pops up, and then little information text pops up. It's pretty cool. So like I said, the title of the lesson carries over and the buttons carry over. You just have to click on back and forth. But this slide is mainly just students. I want students to read the information slides on the Germany, Battle of Britain, Pearl Harbor slides, and then I want them to come here and look at the Air Force and the weapons that were used or aircraft that were used. So this right here is an infographic that I'm probably going to put inside the Battle of Britain slide or website button. This is basically just different technology that was used during World War II. Simply, I have the title of the infographic. I'm probably going to use PicoChart. And then I have a video which shows a V-2 rocket, which is, I don't know the exact title of the video. I have it already saved. But the V-2 rocket was used by the Nazis, brand new technology that was used. Rockets weren't a brand new technology, it was just the way they were used was a brand new technology. But then I list off several new technologies used in World War II, which was that kind of affect the air, aircraft carriers, pressurized cabins, rockets, radar, bomber sights, the atomic bomb, jet engines, radio navigation, and then the heavy bomber. I'm going to also put a picture probably of a B-24 dropping the atomic bomb. I don't know yet. It's just going to be a picture of a bomber. B-17 or B-20. It's not B-24. B-29, sorry. B-29 or B-17 bomber. Then right here you have a button. And this button is just links to a website that gives more information about the technology used in World War II. This one, the students really don't have to click on this to know for the quiz or for information. It's just there for them to look more into what they're learning. So that's probably this infographic, which is why I want it to look like. It's kind of like this. I want it to be put inside the Battle of Britain slide because that's when we see the use of radar and all that junk. So moving on, we have my quiz. So for the quiz, if I go back, to the title slide. So when you're done with it, all students will have to do when they're finished reading all the slides and they feel like they know the information right, they're simply going to go to home, go to the very bottom, you're going to scroll. So just scroll, it'll be on a website, and you'll just scroll to the very bottom, and you're going to click on quiz. So once you click on quiz, it'll bring you up all the quiz questions. So I wrote down all the quiz questions I'm going to ask. I'll go through them quickly. So the first one, so I wanted to group them in 5. So the first 5 was Germany. The second 5 was Battle of Britain, and the third 5 was Pearl Harbor, which is a total of 15 questions. But I also added some bonus questions that don't really count against the students, so they don't get them right because they're a little bit harder. So for the first 5, I have Germany, which is what I put. What date did Germany attack Poland to start World War II? And then the second question, I have a true and false question. Did Germany have complete control over the air during the first few years of the war? The third question is, what name was given to the Germany's fighting style? And the fourth question is, list one of the airplanes used by the German Air Force. So this is simply just you just type in an airplane that's why that Air Force slide is really important, because I want my students to go there and look at that and be able to list an airplane that they know. Next 5 are all about the Battle of Britain. And I said, what battle led to Germany losing the air supremacy, which you Battle of Britain. And then the next question is, what did Hitler name the attack on Britain's mainland? So that is a little wordy. I need to change that. Basically, this is Operation Sea Lion. How many times was London bombed during the attack, which that's on the PowerPoint slide? Did the Allies help defend Britain even though they weren't technically in the war yet? What new technology helped Britain know when the attacks were going to happen? Radar. And then for each battle, list a plane that was used during the Battle of Britain. I just want to make sure people are focusing on every slide and not just saying, oh, I don't need that slide. Back of them, I have the last 5, which is all about Pearl Harbor. I said, what date did the attacks on Pearl Harbor happen? Why did Japan want to attack Pearl Harbor? Did Japan fail or succeed? Then I have the list, a plane used by Japan's Air Force during the attack. And then finally I have, why did Japan fail? Now this is the key. I want to make it so you answer the question and then you move on, so you can't really go back and be like, oh, since they did fail, but you already answered, so you can't go back and change your answer. I want to make that. Well, this quiz is all going to be on Google Survey probably, so I can look at the data and see if kids are understanding the material that my website's putting across. Then I have extra credit / bonus questions. I put, what was Japan's main strategy for the Pearl Harbor attack? Then I have, what battle did Hitler focus on after the Battle of Britain, which is not talked about in any of my slides. It's talked about, I think, in one of the articles I linked in my infographic, which was the Operation Barbarossa, which was the attack on the Soviet Union at the time. Third question, bonus question is, what new airplane technology did Germany introduce during the war, which is the jet engine, the Me-262. And then number 4 is, what new weapons did Germany use during the war, which is V-2 rocket. That's the main thing I'm looking there. And then who controlled the air in 1941, which was, I'm looking for 2 answers on that, which is simply Germany, and then it switched to the Allies or Great Britain. So overall, that's what my planning cards look like. Simply have the title page, and you have the buttons that help you navigate through all the different slides of my website. And then, so you just click on the buttons, and your button will take you to a new page, and it'll have the title of that page, and then probably have videos, text, and a question or 2, maybe. PowerPoint presentation, they have video presentation. But yeah, overall, this is the main gist of what my website is going to look like, or what I want my website to look like. And thank you for listening.